Marzin, 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 Marzin.
What's up, DC fans? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, got another cool one for you. All the way from 2009 from the DC Superheroes Retro Action Collection. Another cool one. We bring you Green Arrow. Guys, this is absolutely, positively one of the coolest Mattel versions, I should say, of Green Arrow. It was a Mattel / Dr. M.I.B remake of our Emerald Archer, the Emerald Archer. Super cool. We say it's Dr. M.I.B because we believe Dr. M.I.B had some input on the design. We don't know if he had input on the entire line. I think at some point Dr. M.I.B kind of went his separate ways from Mattel with the distributing and the production of these figures. But this is from, I believe this is the first wave or maybe the second wave of Mattel action figures. M.I.B-like action figures, I should say. Beautifully done, though. This is a very cool version of Green Arrow. Guys, we'd like to welcome you back to the M.I.B Master Toy Museum. If you're just joining us, guys, please like and subscribe. This is what we do. We're hanging out in our museum today, and we're doing a awesome review on Mattel Retro Action DC Superheroes line Green Arrow. Just a fantastic, fantastic figure. You see, Green Arrow comes loaded with accessories. You see his hat down here at the base of the card. This is a beautiful card. We showed you in the opening retro scene, as we like to call it, opening of our retro scene of our figure, the box that it came in. It's more or less a mailing box, if you will. But these cards are keeping to our retro scene theme here. More on a retro theme from M.I.B way back in the 1970s. And he wanted to keep that flavor. And this is what got a lot of M.I.B fans from that time period excited about this particular toy line. Now, there were some issues with this toy line in the design and function of some of these first and second wave figures. The waist joints were very loose, and it was very difficult for some of these figures to stand. Now, this is a C10 museum example of our Green Arrow. He'll never come off of his card, so that was never going to be an issue for me. But if you're collecting this guy and you wanted him to stand and pose him and display him with your other action figures, you know, on your desktop or, you know, shelving or whatever, that probably been tough. You know, so I would definitely recommend getting some action figure stands and things of that nature to kind of assist and aid with support for these figures. And that was the one drawback, the loose hip joints, which made it very difficult for these guys to kind of stand. But we want your input on how you feel about the Mattel Retro Action DC Superheroes action figure line. Leave your comment and your opinions in the comment section right underneath this video, guys. We're just having fun today. So we haven't brought you guys a Mattel Retro Action DC Superheroes action figure in about a week, so we wanted to kind of get back in the groove of that, bring out some more of these awesome, beautiful figures. I could kick myself, guys, because I saw these figures in Toys R Us back in 2009 and 2010, and because I was so dismissive of the fact that they weren't M.I.B, you know, I just kind of bypassed them, and which I really shouldn't have done. Looking back on it now, if I could have done it again, I would have picked up the majority of these figures. Beautiful. Let's bring this Green Arrow figure in. He's absolutely gorgeous. The green, everything is just beautiful. The outfit, they did a fabulous job. The outfit and everything. There's the G there on the belt. We'll be doing a comparison because we like to compare, and we have a figures toy company, Green Arrow, which is made closer to the M.I.B style. So let's bring him in. You see he's got his bow here, arrow there, hat, quivers and arrows in the back there. Beautiful head sculpt. Gorgeous, gorgeous head sculpt. I like the gauntlets here on the arms. Beautifully done. But let's bring in our figures toy company. And now before you say anything, there is really no height difference. I think they're both 8 inches, but our figures toy company, Green Arrow, he's elevated a little bit off of his base. So they got him off of the card a little bit, the bubble a little bit. So he's lifted up in the air a little bit. So that provides him with an additional maybe 2 to 3 inches. So it looks like he's absolutely dwarfing the Mattel Green Arrow figure, but he's not. He's just lifted a little higher. So I mean, he's making the Mattel Green Arrow look very small, but and this is our figures toy company, a birthday present that I received. Well, actually, this was a Christmas present. Scratch that. This was a Christmas present. So he's beautifully done. Which one you like, guys? We have 2 here. Let me get you a blown out shot of these guys. Both to me are beautifully done. Naturally, the figures toy company, Green Arrow, is a little bit more to scale and replicate it to look like the older vintage Green Arrow. But this was the Mattel Green Arrow I think they did a great job at capturing the spirit of the M.I.B Green Arrow, vintage Green Arrow. I think they did a great job. And this was one of my favorite Mattel figures. I think a lot of the collectors would say that from this particular Mattel Retro Action line. The Green Arrow did very well in sales. Get a close up there. I mean, he's not losing any ground with his outfit as compared to the figures toy company. And this is the Justice League of America Green Arrow that was produced by Figures Toy Company. So his outfit is a little bit more to scale to the his comic book counterpart, as opposed to the vintage Green Arrow figure. So he has some different things, and more of a lime greenish type of his belt. There's a GR, and his quiver and his bows are the same. Whereas you got more of a dark green here, emerald green. Another cool thing about the head sculpt for the Mattel retro action Green Arrows, I like there's no eyes in there, just plain white. More of a comic book theme per se. And the Figures Toy Company Green Arrows stayed true to the vintage Green Arrow M.I.B figure from the 1970s. Head sculpt is absolutely gorgeous, though, beautifully done. These boots are a little shinier for the Figures Toy Company Green Arrow. Not so much on the Mattel Green Arrow figure. Guys, which one do you like? You be the judge. You make the call. Leave your voice and opinion, comments, all of that right underneath this video in the comment section, guys. We want to get the chatter started about Green Arrow. Let's move our Justice League of America figure out the way, and we'll focus here. We'll focus back on our Mattel Green Arrow. Just a fabulous figure. We're excited to have this line. We're going to be adding more of the Mattel DC superheroes figures to our museum collection. We got a lot of talk and comments about asking us why we didn't have these guys in the museum a while back. That was months and months ago, from viewership and our subscribers and the fan base. This particular line has a huge following that I'm starting to find out. The few videos that we have posted on our playlist, and you can check our Mattel Retro Action DC Superheroes playlist out. Those videos have done very well with the figures that we've reviewed thus far. So they've done a great job, and they've been received very well. A very positive feedback on these beautiful figures. Let's turn the card around, get you a blown out look here of the back. You can see how minty fresh this card is. Here's the hanger part is still clipped down. It hasn't even been flipped up yet. Minty fresh. Came right out of our mailer box right there. And we try to get all of our Mattel Retro Action DC Superheroes in these mailer boxes if we can, because we're a museum, guys, and we're looking for excellent C10 to pristine condition if we can get that. Let's get you a year. Here it is, 2009. I want to say this is the first wave, if not the second. If anybody knows that for sure, I want to say I'm almost positive it's the first wave, but we would like your thoughts and opinions on that as well. The card, once again, is keeping to the retro theme of the vintage M.I.B blister cards that were sold back in the 1970s, and it's got that worn and faded look to give it some more. As you can see, this was by design. This fading right here, all that was by design. Beautifully done. Just a beautiful, beautiful figure. Got this off of eBay. It 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 cost a little bit, but it didn't cost a lot. So you can still find these guys for a very decent price, especially if you're trying to complete the collection, your collection, or you're just looking for a favorite superhero from this particular line. You can find these guys. These guys are not hard to find. eBay would be my first choice on this. We got an excellent seller that sold us this particular Green Arrow figure. He had a beautiful description on this figure. He had tons of photos. We preferred to have maybe 5 or 6 photos of a particular figure that we're interested in purchasing or acquiring before we make that purchase, because we're looking for condition of the card, the bubble, the figure itself, everything. One picture won't do it, guys. Word of advice, I would stay away from sellers that are only providing one picture. You just don't know what you're getting and what condition it is in. So you're going to spend your money. You have to be absolutely certain. And that's just the way we operate here, because we're a museum and I'm a curator. So we just wanted to share this beautiful figure with you today. We hope you enjoyed our episode here of our Mattel Retro Action DC Superheroes line of the Green Arrow. You know the routine, guys. God bless. And keep collecting.